South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is a member of the Judiciary Committee, and he heard Zelenskyy speak today. Do you understand my point that I'm making, Senator?
Like 100,000%, and it's not irrational. Okay, when Trump was president, we had the most secure border in 45 years. Biden wins the election. He rolls back all Trump policies. We're being invaded by illegal immigrants. How do you fix that? I can't find any Democrats willing to plug the holes. They seem to be more afraid of AOC than they do of securing the border. When we had Trump president, we were energy independent. Biden declared war on fossil fuels. The energy market in America collapsed, and now we're depending on Russia, Iran, unlike any other time. So here's what I would say when you say Washington. The Republican Party has proven it is willing to secure the border, because we did. We are the party of energy independence, and we found it when we were in charge. But your point about walking and chewing gum is a good point. But let me just say this about Ukraine. If you think it's bad now for inflation, let Putin get away with this. If Putin goes in and destroys the Ukraine, takes the country over by force of arms, the fourth and fifth largest producer of corn and wheat in the world is Ukraine, that falls into his hands. If the Ukraine goes because we can't stand up to Putin, we the world, then China will take Taiwan. Taiwan produces almost all the computer chips necessary to make everything we use here on the high end in America. And if Putin wins, the war criminal he is still standing, the Ayatollah will sprint to a nuclear weapon in Iran, believing that's an insurance policy, and all the Arabs are going to want their own nuclear weapon, and you're going to have a nuclear arms race in the Mideast. So every problem we have today is made worse by Putin winning. Stability is good for the economy, is good for travel, is good for the world, and we will lose world stability and the world order if Putin gets away with this. No-fly zone. I agree with you totally. I'm a pretty hawkish guy. But I don't want a NATO no-fly zone right now.
And the NATO countries don't want it either. So
and they're right not to want it right now.
So let me ask you this. We sent them so much weaponry. You got these surface-to-air missiles. You got the Stingers and the Javelins. I want some bang for our buck. And you know we've got the best weapons in the world. And now the Ukrainians have the weapons. They have the training. Is this going to be enough to turn the tide? Are we going to still see in 3 weeks the capital of Kyiv surrounded, these weapons not being used effectively, and Zelenskyy just getting, I don't know, killed on national television? Because that can't happen after all these weapons just went out the door.
The bravest people on the planet are the Ukrainian people. They have rejected living under Putin's Russia because they don't want to live under a murderous dictator. They don't want to go back to the good old days of the Soviet Union. They're in the streets. Grandmothers have rifles. They're rising to the occasion. The military equipment we're giving them now, we should have gave them 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So if somebody's knocking on your door and say, Joe Biden's outside, he's here to help you, that's not a good thing. They've been late to the game. The one thing we're not giving them is the fighter jets. 28 MiGs in the hand of Ukrainian pilots, not American pilots, can take the fight to Russian soldiers more effectively. The air defense systems that we're talking about should have been delivered months ago, and they're still not there. So here's my answer to your question. If we increase the capability of the Ukrainians, not the Americans, to control Ukrainian skies, give them the aid they need, including food and fuel, then I think they will do more than their share. I think this thing will go to a stalemate pretty quickly. And over time, people in Russia are going to get rid of Putin because they're going to figure out, if he is my leader, I have no future. So here's my message to the people back home. Pray for the Ukraine. We're not doing enough. We need to do more. No American boots on the ground. No NATO, no-fly zone. But give the Ukrainians the ability to control their skies. They're willing to fight like tigers. And if we fail and Putin wins, China will take Taiwan and the Iranians will sprint toward a nuclear weapon. And every problem you name gets worse.
All right, I think I got the strategy. Arm them to a stalemate and then hope the Russians take care of Putin themselves.
Right.
All right.
One last thing, sanctions. The way the Russians take care of Putin is we got to sanction the crap out of their economy. No exceptions. We got to go all in strangling the Russian economy.
Yep. Well, you got to get some Chinese assistance on that side, and we haven't seen that so far. All right. Thank you very much, Senator Lindsey Graham.